Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 1716A mill finish aluminum modular heavy duty threshold. Let's remove the word modular from that definition. It's not modular, it's just a heavy duty threshold. So on first appearance, the 1716 ought to strike you as a substantially thick piece of extruded aluminum. And indeed it is. The 1716 is representative of this profile. The A in the part number means mill aluminum finish. That's what the aluminum looks like when it's literally extruded at the mill. It is available in different anodized finishes as well, and I'm pulling up the product catalog to determine what those other finishes are. 1716 is going to be able to be done in an A finish. It's going to be able to be done in a D finish, which is a dark bronze anodized finish. Back to the A finish, you can do it in an AK finish. AK would be aluminum, but with a heavy, granular, abrasive, non-slip surface. Not abrasive like sandpaper, but non-slip. Very granular, heavy grit, non-slip surface. That would be very appropriate in certain instances. The flutes in the top certainly serve to help make this non-slip. It just simply does, far more than a smooth top threshold. Smooth top thresholds are, in my opinion, actually not safe to walk over. I think you can really catch a foot on there and fly off. If you have an application where you want to minimize that extremely, to an extreme extent, you're going to go with the AK finish. I believe they call it Pemko is what they call it. It is called Pemko. Mill finish aluminum with a Pemko finish, an abrasive sort of finish. So those would be the three options that you can have: mill, dark bronze, and then a non-slip sort of aluminum finish. The 1716 is also representative of the dimensional properties of the item. And let's go over that now. You can see from the image below this video that the 1716 is 6-inch wide and half-inch tall. So dimensionally it's appropriate for lots of applications. Its width is very compatible with common depths of hollow metal frames. Its height is compatible with common undercuts that you're going to find in lots of applications, again, especially hollow metal frames. It's also handicap compliant. Half-inch is handicap compliant. But this threshold specifically is where you are expecting to take a serious amount of heavy traffic over it. Okay, this is just a sample piece. I mean, it's literally a sample. Let's go over the extended description below this video. The old version was modular in the sense that they took pieces of material and welded them together to come up with a 6x1/2. This is now a single extrusion. Ideal for heavy-duty, high-traffic, and high-weight-bearing applications such as industrial facilities, schools, cafeterias, manufacturing buildings, and hospitals. Withstands coastal and high humidity conditions. Ultra-durable, extra-thick extruded nickel aluminum construction is guaranteed for 10 years. Modular, in the sense as it pertains to these thresholds, is that Pemko can use pieces like this, weld them together to come up with custom widths. That's where modular is. This piece is not modular because it's just a single extrusion, and by the time you're seeing this video, we'll have corrected the older definition and description of a 1716 threshold. So where you're going to use this would be appropriately for if you had a, let's say, an auto parts supply business, and you know you're going to be going outside with a fork truck, or you know that you're going to take constant hand cart traffic all day long. You're going to want a threshold that is going to survive. Not only survive, but something that's going to perform in such a way that it will excel. A piece of thin threshold, the first time you take something substantial over it, it will crush, it will destroy the anchoring method because it's going to flex, and the installation will be ruined. With a threshold such as this, very common to see it in the front showroom area of a car dealership. Common to drive those cars inside through very wide doors. With this, you're going to want to really think about how you're going to install it. a plastic anchor and a wood screw, that's just not going to work with something so substantial. if you're going to put a lot of weight onto it. My opinion is that you're going to use machine bolts, flathead machine screws, you're going to use lead anchors, you're going to drill a hole, you're going to set the lead anchor down, you're going to run that machine bolt down into it, you're probably going to want to run a bead of caulk underneath it as well. One thing I love about this threshold and some of the thresholds from Pemko, the thicker, the heavier, the more expensive versions will include a feature of these serrations that you see here. Maybe ridges. They're not really, it is serrated, I suppose. That is going to go a significant way at reducing that lateral pressure that you're going to see. It's so thick that you're not going to have a lot of this, but when you put a lot of weight, you'll have this. These serrations will help limit the potential for this to move so that your anchoring stays in place, which is part and parcel to the thickness of the material, along with how much dimensional properties you have in terms of these serrated surface area. I mean, that is 1.025 inch wide, so it's an inch wide, so that's 2 inches on the threshold. It has a material thickness, get ready for this, 0.264 inch. This material is thicker than a 1/4 inch of solid aluminum. That's outrageously thick. I mean, how thick is the skin on an airplane? It's certainly not a 1/4 inch thick aluminum. At least I wouldn't think that it is. The material is really ready to do those jobs that are going to require it to stand up and take a lot of pressure, a lot of use and abuse. Now, it's in the website in lots of different lengths, everything from 2 foot to 8 foot. It's common that you might need something longer than 8 foot, and especially in a threshold like this. We just don't list them because the cost to ship them is generally an obstacle to someone who needs one, because it must go tractor trailer generally. Can't go package service because it's too long. But if you need 10 of them, then the cost of shipping is easy to work that into the cost per piece. So if you have a need for a length longer than 8 foot, let us know. We will quote that freight to you. Now, in the site, it's probably listed in everywhere from, again, 2 foot to 8 foot lengths, but in at least 6 inch increments for sure, if not closer. You know, 2.6, 2.8, 3.0, 3.4, 3.6, 3.8, 4.0, sizes like that. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back at. Now the reasoning is this. If this was the genuine article, you're going to have a countersink about 4 inches from the end. That may not work. If you're ordering a 4 foot piece or you're going to cut it down to 42 inch, you'd eliminate that first countersink that would be there, and you're going to be stuck not only cutting it, and you may not want to try to cut something so thick, but drilling and that's the hard part sometimes, countersinking a new hole. You might not want to contend with all that. And I've seen lots of threshold installations fail prematurely because the person didn't bother to countersink the hole or couldn't countersink it. Then there's just a flathead screw that's sitting in a round hole. Well, surely with that pressure on the threshold, that anchor is going to fail sooner rather than later. So if you have need for a custom length, order the next longest piece or pieces. Indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to ship the material out at, and we will be happy to not only cut it, but give you that first countersink at the proper distance from the edge and the proper center to center as well. The name Pemko is synonymous with weather stripping, not only heavy-duty commercial, but garden variety commercial, residential material. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. I'm partial to Pemko, and it's because they do a good job. They have a very broad spectrum of available products. They have excellent customer service and excellent, prompt, reliable shipping lead times. Any questions on the Pemko 1716A mill aluminum heavy-duty threshold or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.